For my macromolecule burger, I'll be creating a crepe. I'll be using flour, I'll be using an egg, and of course I'll be using some milk. So just as a small introduction before I start doing anything with macromolecules, this specific recipe will use 1.5 cups of flour, 3/4 of cups of milk, and 1 egg to create just a very small batch of these crepes. And as a little side note, if you wanted to actually create these crepes for say, full family, I would recommend not using this specific amount of recipe, as this was just made on a lower scale to create what I needed for the video. If you really wanted to go ahead and create these, I typically use 1.5 cups of flour, 2+ cups of milk, and 2 eggs. Those typically create a perfect amount. Now on to what is actually in this crepe and what is actually in these ingredients. So flour primarily has 2 macromolecules, though it does include small elements of the other macromolecules. These 2 macromolecules are carbs in the form of starch, and then protein in the form of gluten. And then next off, milk. Milk is mainly comprised of proteins, about nearly 80% of milk as its entirety. But milk also contains lipids. It includes this in the form of cholesterol and triglycerides, and these are both present in milk. Eggs, finally, contain proteins, lipids, and carbs. The whites are primarily made out of proteins, and the yolk is comprised of proteins and lipids. So you might have noticed that I have not mentioned nucleic acids yet. And I want to talk about these closer to the end because each one of these ingredients actually includes nucleic acids. These are all natural organic materials, ingredients that are all DNA filled. Flour, of course, comes from wheat. Milk, of course, comes from cows. And eggs, of course, comes from chickens. The wheat in the flour is a bit sifted out, but it does still include these DNA. Still includes these nucleic acids. It's just maybe as a less so amount compared to the milk or the eggs.